Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile, answer your questions live. And finally, we are live. Sorry, didn't get a chance to start earlier. Basically, this weekend, I finally had it up to here with the graphics card that I had. It was literally freezing and crashing and everything like that, so I had to swap out the graphics card that I purchased. Got a new one. Way to go, MSI. Wish you would send me it, but, bought it myself. So now I got a 2070 RTX graphics card, so should run great. It's a new super version. So yeah, it works perfectly so far. Edited my first video, again, earlier today. But had to do a lot of things, and I was sick, so took some medicine, got together, got myself out of the bed, and started the show. So now we're here, and now we're here to talk about Galaxy S11 news. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so with the Galaxy S11, we have a lot of news coming up about it. It's November, so obviously we're talking about things that are coming out in March. Why not? Alright, so first and foremost, the S11 is going to have a minimum of a 5x optical zoom. So that's optical zoom, not optical and digital, which is what most smartphones have right now. This is going to be optical. It's the first time we're going to be seeing this from a major company in the US, to my knowledge. So that is one thing that I've been looking forward to. And it's going to have the enhanced software that Huawei showed off earlier this year and last year, with the 50 times hybrid zoom. Basically that's optical and digital, and the reason they're calling it Hubble is because you're going to be able to zoom to the moon, as some people did with that phone from Huawei, and now that's how good it's going to be with this one. Now I'm still hoping for a little bit further than 5 times, but I'll take 5 times. I'm okay with it. But Samsung did buy a company that was working on 10 times zoom, so hey, gotta shoot for the stars, right? So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is one thing that I've been really wanting. We have wide angle in most smartphones now, not Google, but this is one thing I've been really wanting. The only other thing I really will say is that I hope Samsung does take a cue from Apple. I know I rarely say that, but I do want to be able to do the 60 frames per second video on all 3 cameras. As of right now with the Note 10, you can only do 60 frames on the main camera. You can't do it on the wide angle, and you can't do it on the telephoto, which I wish that would change. So hopefully it will in the future, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, now the other thing that released about the S11 is going to be that it's going to have huge batteries. So we know obviously there's going to be at minimum 3 models, which we'll talk about how we are actually getting to 5 in a second. But the main 3 models are going to be the E, the regular version, and the Plus variant. So let's start off with the E. The E is looking like it could be as big as 4,000 milliamps. Now this is huge for a smaller device. Although the E is getting bigger this time around, it's going to be closer to 6.2 inch display instead of a 5.8. So it's not going to be quite as small, which I think is better, because I think the only thing that deterred people from the E was the fact that it was indeed smaller. So if it's closer in size to the regular 11, I think the 11E will sell even better. And I think Samsung realizes that because of what Apple did. Their cheapest phone is actually their mid-size in terms of screen. So I think this is all the better. I really think this will work well to their benefit in sales. Now you also have the S11 Plus and the S11. So the S11 could have the same battery as the Note 10 Plus, so 4,300 milliamp batteries, which is good. Again, a little bit bigger than the E variant, but the 11 Plus looks like it could have a close to 5,000 milliamp battery. Now this is leaning towards the 4,900 plus variant, so 4,950 or some odd thing like that. The point is, it's going to be almost 5,000 milliamp battery, and I am all for that. Samsung, you can make your phones bigger, you can make them thicker, especially if the rumors are true, if they are really working with graphene batteries in 2020. I think that'll be really interesting if that is how it works out. Overall, there's still debate whether it will be a 90 Hz display or a 120 Hz display. As we noted 2 weeks ago, Samsung was testing both right now on their prototypes for the S11. So we'll have to wait and see how that will pan out and which way it will be. All right. Just wanted to make sure the audio looks good and I haven't had any complaints. Had to tweak a lot of things before starting the show. Okay, now we are looking to get 5 different models. So you know the S11e, the S11, and S11 Plus. Now what we're also talking about is 2 other variants. And as you can imagine, those will be 5G variants. So we're looking at getting a 5G variant of the E and of the Plus. That is what's currently rumored. Now, obviously, we could have a total of 6 if we want to make a 5G version for each one. But I think this is smart. I think the E should have a 5G version just because it gives you a lower price and entry level to the 5G model. I mean, if you can get an S11e 5G for the same price as the S11 Plus, maybe then you're like, okay, do I want 5G or do I want Plus in terms of what it is? And then, you know, the Plus 5G variant is going to be the 5th one, and that one will most likely be a couple hundred more. I think Samsung overpriced themselves and then did lower their price for their current 5G variant on the S10, so I think it's going to be good if they have a lower price version option, just because they're priced themselves out of it kind of in terms of launch price. Not many people bought it, so they had to lower the price. At least I've seen that at T-Mobile. I think they lowered it $300 since what they launched with. So in a short time, that is kind of, you know, impactful. So we'll have to wait and see how they do 5G pricing next year. I think they're going to be a little bit more aggressive since the 5G phones, at least in the US, did not sell as much as they did overseas. All right, then we go to Google Stadia. Now, I'm getting a Founders Edition because I signed up for this when it first was announced. So I will be getting this. I will be testing it out. I actually currently fired up my old NVIDIA Shield. I'm going to be setting that up because I'm debating on which TV to get for Black Friday. Yes, we are going to be doing Black Friday coverage. So we'll be doing kind of a special episode on Black Friday deals coming up probably next week or so. I want Walmart's Black Friday thing to leak, and so far, you know, Best Buy put out theirs and Target put out theirs, so we have those, but I want Walmart at least so I can go, okay, look at all of them, Kohl's, all these different electronics that we're going to have on sale and which one is giving you the best overall. Kohl's is a sleeper sometimes. Like, I think Target had a really good one, but Kohl's beat it. So definitely I will go through each of them and kind of go which one is the best for you guys to buy. So in terms of Stadia, I am very interested in this. The whole thing is, can Google really make something without lag? We're going to find out. We're going to see. Yeah, I'm really curious about it, see how it goes. I think, I don't know, I would assume the NVIDIA Shield would be supported. But if not, I will be getting, with the Google Stadia, Google Chromecast Ultra. So I'll use that and kind of test it out on my computer and test it on everything to see really how it's going to go. And in other news, T-Mobile did do an announcement earlier this week, and I hope it does do good towards, as you guys know, not to get into politics too much, but I am all for the merger of T-Mobile and Sprint. It makes more sense. Sprint will die if this does not go through, so it's more and more a necessary thing to happen, I feel like. In terms of being competition and everything like that, I do believe that Boost Mobile going to Dish will help, but God, if Amazon had just bought Boost Mobile, that would have been so much better. But overall, I do believe that will kind of, it's very interesting to see how that will go and how it will act. But as part of it, 5G is rolling out December 6th for the new T-Mobile, and overall, this is 600 hertz spectrum, which means it's more of a wider coverage and higher speeds. So this isn't going to be the same kind of 5G that we've been seeing kind of shown off at AT&T and at Verizon. This was actually going to be a more spread out 5G. So it's really going to be more about, like, you're getting faster speeds than you did before, in certain areas, which I'm all for. I live in Los Angeles, so obviously I will be a test market. I'm going to see how it works if I do get a 5G phone. But overall, I'm really interested to see this rollout because this seems more like a concrete rollout. I know when I saw Sprint's rollout, it was actually similar to this, where again, it's not the fastest speed, it's not your gigabit speeds up and down, but what it really is getting better signal in more areas and faster speeds. Like you're going to be less seeing more 20 megabits down or 40 megabits down. You're going to be closer to 100 at a consistent basis. And I think that's something that we can all agree with, that would be much better. This is the 5G that T-Mobile is launching, and this is what I am excited for, to have more coverage in better places rather than being able to be in, line of sight and, oh, I have gigabit speeds, and then if I go over here, now I don't. So yeah, that's a 5G that I really don't. The millimeter bands I don't think are really important until 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Then those will be important. But until then, I think this is more interesting 5G that should have our attention. And I call it more the actual next step in 5G, not the really 6G is what I call millimeter waves. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys. And by the way, this is the 5G. This 5G and millimeter 5G is not what's been deployed around the world as much. It's very minimal around the world right now. This is the 5G that most people talk about when they talk about 5G. This and what Sprint has is what most countries have when they have 5G currently right now. That being said, also countries have been faster than us on the internet for a while. So if you're getting faster speeds than I just mentioned, it's because obviously the US is very congested in terms of internet speed compared to other countries. All right, guys, now let's get to your questions. Now, I know we don't have as many because I started very late, but if you guys do have any questions, ask it in the comment section right now, and I will answer it before the end of the show. You can ask anything you want, and I will try my best to answer it. Okay. Let's get a move on, Ricky. Some people got to work at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Well, no, just, hey, Warren, thank you for staying late. I really do appreciate it. I work at 2, but kids have me up at 8, I'm sure. So let's move it, Ricky. Yes, definitely. It's really the way it goes. Kids are always the ones waking you up, especially when you have a baby. Still waking up pretty often. Let's see. Should we buy the S11 or wait for the S12 because of the AMD graphics and maybe the graphene battery? Well, as of right now, there's currently rumors that the S11s will actually have the graphene batteries. We have heard it from leakers as well that is being tested. Whether it gets finished or not, that is going to be by December. By December, Samsung kind of has the pretty much idea of what they're going to do. And after that, that's about it. Like that is how it rolls out every year. Betas and prototypes are all in November. They figure it out, they pick them in December, and they're like, okay, then we're going to use these parts and everything like that, and then it's done. So yeah, that's how it typically works. But should you buy the S11 or wait for AMD graphics? I mean, AMD graphics I think are going to be very interesting on smartphones. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic. But will it be for everyone? That really depends on you. And also depends on what phone you have. I feel like if you have an S10, you could totally skip the S11 most likely. But it really depends on you. Like I had said that from the S9 to the S10, it was well worth it for the camera difference. Having the triple camera setup was a really big difference that you didn't have the year before. So I thought it was well worth it to upgrade. But again, it's always based on opinion and what you need. I thought most people should upgrade from the S9 to the S10 because of the cameras alone, and the battery life increase was substantial in my opinion. So that is my thoughts on if you should upgrade from older models to the S11. I would say most likely yes. Now, it depends on how often you get phones too. I mean, the average is now up to 3 years in the US, but that also varies on different country to country. So it's really interesting to see how overall everyone should upgrade on time, but it's kind of like upgrade when it's best for you. Do I see it worth it to wait for AMD graphics? Not really. I mean, there has to be games that really support it, or AR technology that really support it, and maybe Samsung will lead the charge once it has AMD graphics with that. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. That graphene tech will change the battery game, all of these, with all these companies. Yes, right now it's just more expensive to make graphene batteries than it is to do lithium. Right now they're just trying to get the cost down and the production to be as high as lithium, as graphene is still untested as much because of that. So they're working on it. As soon as they get that cracked, then they're going to be in all devices. Audio is all good. And 2 more versions, a light and an Olympic edition. Of course, yes, Samsung always typically has the Olympic edition when the Olympics roll out. So that will be a special edition that they'll have. But there possibly could be a light. That is kind of crazy because I knew there was a lot of rumors if the S10 was going to have a light. So far, it hasn't come to pass as far as I know. So it's very interesting to see how it will be. What will the Note 11 Plus size be? 7.2 or higher? I would be fine with that. I am so fine. I'm ready for a 7-inch display. Let's go. Just make it. You can make it a little bit wider because we've narrowed the phones down over the past years. So I would say you can make it a little bit wider and make that battery bigger, and I'm all for it. Can you imagine a 5,000 plus milliamp battery? By the way, graphene can actually fit more milliamps. Basically. With the technology of making graphene, it could actually hold more and still be more condensed. So that's what's very exciting, is because we could actually have slimmer phones with bigger batteries, and it would drain less quickly in comparison. What is your favorite phone to date? Top 3 of 2019. Top 3 of 2019. I mean, that really does kind of vary, to be honest. I would say my overall one right now, and a little bit of spoilers, kind of, for my top 10 phones of the year, will be the Note. So I'll rank in the Note 11 up there first. Do any of these phones... The Pixel is too expensive, but it is already lowering price for Black Friday. It's like, I think, $200 less already on sale on that day. The iPhone is really impressive. I would say the iPhone should easily get the best year-over-year upgrade. Like, the battery life and the camera quality improvement was not bigger on any other device than it was on the iPhone this year. I'll totally give them that. This definitely was the biggest improvement year-over-year, easily. OnePlus, awesome phone. I think, so my second one would be the Pixel 3a. I think that kind of changed the game in terms of mid-range devices for giving you a lot of what you want and a lot of what you need. I couldn't pick another one right now because I do like where the OnePlus is at, the 7T. I'm also really thinking about, I know some people might laugh or whatever, but the LG G8X, that having a 2-display phone, really, I love that idea. I've reached out to LG. They have minimal devices right now, but if they do get them, I'm definitely all for that. They are working on QLED displays for future phones. It may or may not be in the Note 11. Plus, there's QLED 10.5 tablet prototype for future releases. So that's kind of interesting that Samsung would go away from OLED and go to QLED. Now, the benefit of QLED would be that it's actually brighter than OLED, so it could actually be brighter than outside. And that would definitely help, I think, with certain smartphones. I mean, can you imagine getting over 1,000 nits of brightness? Because, you know, currently right now the Note is over, I forget how much. I know it's over 1,000. I forget if it's over 1,300 or 200 or something like that. I think it was 1,200. But it's really kind of curious to see how bright these phones can get, and QLED would be an interesting technology to go with that. So I'm kind of interested in that. I'm really seeing where it goes. Overall, yeah, I think it would be kind of interesting to see QLED in smartphones. I wonder how the market would react to that, because people have loved OLED for so long, and QLED, as far as I know, still doesn't have the battery saving of OLED. So I'd be kind of curious. What will happen to Sprint customers not with T-Mobile? Plans are the same, different. The phone type, Sprint is CDMA, I think. Basically, phones, both networks are still going to be active, right? So what happens to you? Plan is the same. Plan will stay the same for a certain time frame. I do believe they have to keep it the same for a certain amount of years. I'm not sure if that's 3 years or 5 years, but they cannot alter it from that point. Will they alter it after? Sure, of course they will. Sprint themselves does things where, like, they rolled out like a 20, a plan that this is the price right now, but then in a year from now your plan will go up. They do that all the time especially with their family plans. So yeah, that is something that Sprint does. And something that is still in your original signing of agreeing to be with Sprint. Will the phones be different? Yeah, the phones will be different thereafter. But it really, CDMA doesn't matter too much. CDMA kind of matters for texting more so. So I could see possibly people having text messaging issue, but they're all LTE and they're all going to be the 5G. So they'll all have those capabilities moving forward. How are you liking the Galaxy Watch Active 2? I really do like it. I don't think it's a necessary upgrade. The battery life is less, and you have to get a screen picture on it. And so I wouldn't get it till the end of this month. So like if it goes on sale for Black Friday, which I think it's $50 off at Best Buy, if I remember correctly, that is when I would get it, because the glass screen protectors for this watch are finally coming out. They haven't been released yet. So they're coming out in November and December, so that's the perfect time to get it. Do you think they'll release a true update to the Galaxy Watch, not the Galaxy Watch Active 2? I'm not sure. I think Samsung is seeing how well the sales do on this variant, just because this might be a more modern look to a watch. I don't like, again, how I had since the Gear S watch, or sorry, yeah, the Gear S was the very first watch. So yeah, I had the Gear S, Gear S1, Gear S2. I literally had pretty much, I don't think I skipped a watch except for like the smaller ones. So I pretty much had every single Samsung watch. No, the Gear 1, then it came the S1 and all those. But yeah, I had pretty much every single Samsung watch. I never scratched one till this one. So I really don't like that, and I can't, recommend that in a great way. So that's what I'm kind of looking at when I look at, like, okay, what can be done about it? Let's see. When is Xbox xCloud going to launch? I do not know about that, so I've never had an Xbox. I don't see myself ever having it, so I do not know when that will launch. Sorry. Best guess top of the line S11 price. Okay, well, top of the line means 5G, I would say. So that I would say is probably going to be $1,099, probably. Galaxy Watch or Gear S3? Easily Galaxy Watch, way better. Did the Galaxy Watch take away? I think the Galaxy Watch already didn't have the MST, if I'm remembering off the top of my head. However, it really is a matter of, with the Galaxy Watch, it had a much better battery life. It had more than double the battery life of the Gear S3. I still remember that transition. It was the greatest thing ever to me. So the Galaxy Watch is definitely where it's at. Are you excited about Disney Plus service? Yes, I'm going to be watching it definitely this week. I might do a review for The Mandalorian just to change it up. I know I've been obviously very short in videos. I've had to talk to my wife about that. I mean, it's just, it really is difficult having a newborn. We just put an offer on a house. So yeah, everything could change soon, guys, in terms of the show, in terms of how things like this light will be over here, and we're gonna have more depth of field, and I won't have a green screen anymore. These lights will be transitioned. It's just, I have a vision for how all this should go. So very curious to see how it all goes, because I definitely see a lot of cool and fun things happening. So yeah. Let's see. Will you review the Samsung Ion laptop? If Samsung would reach out to me, I would definitely review it, but I've never reviewed their laptops, and they've never reached out to me. And I've reached out to them, but we'll see. Yeah, I've never reviewed a Samsung laptop. I would love to, but yeah, that's where I stand with that. Hey, MFX, thank you for the super chat donation. I really do appreciate it, as always, sir. Thank you very much, and thank you for the thumbs up. All right. Which 5G phone are you eyeing? The Note 10, the OnePlus 7T. T-Mobile said they will both be released on December 6th. I did not hear that, but I'm glad to know the date. I would say I would do more price point, so I would be all more for the McLaren edition 5G phone, but we'll have to wait and see what comes out and at what price points. I'm still going to wait for the Note 12, even if Galaxy series has faster refresh rate next year. Has a faster refresh rate next year. Note 12. Got it. So you're just going to wait for the Note 12, even if they have a faster refresh rate next year. The year after will have a same or even faster. When will we get the arc reactor in phones? It's a long time from now. And when will it start having 51st date questions? LOL, cough, product placement, cough. Thank you, Quiet Storm, for reminding me. So yes, as always, we do a shameless plug every week, and that is for 51st date questions. This is an app that I made, and it's a really great app that I would definitely recommend to anyone who wants to have a great time on their dates. It is a fun time just between two people. You can play the game, and it's really fun to just, yeah, have a cool experience. Doesn't matter if you're married, doesn't matter if you've been together for 20 years. It is a really good time, and I definitely think that you guys would like it. And as always, our viewers have said that you're more likely to get a second date and go on a date again with the person if you play this game. So don't let them dump you. Play the game. All right. Or ghost you, I guess it's a new term. What do you think about the Tab S6? I think it's a good tablet. I do not see it as a necessary upgrade for the Tab S4, at least for what I use it for. I really use it for multimedia, and the Tab S4 Tab S4 had great multimedia and great battery life, so I didn't have an issue with it. The things that the Tab S4 made over the Tab S3 was extremely much longer battery life and faster charging. The Tab S6 doesn't do anything about that. They improve definitely in terms of the processor and the speed of the tablet, but I don't really use my tablet for things like that. If I did, then it would be a beneficiary, but since I don't, it's not. If the Note gets any bigger, it's going to be a cordless phone. It's going to be used as a cordless phone. I mean, it could be. Why not? Yeah, we'll have the Zach Morris phone Note. What do you think about Samsung as a series? Are they reliable? I would say Samsung is pretty reliable. I would say Samsung and LG have really stepped it up this year when it comes to security updates. I mean, both the LG G8 and the current Samsung models are on like November, October security patches. That never happened before. So that is really awesome. I'm very, very excited about that. Ricky, what was the workaround for sound on the HP laptop? I use Logitech speakers and Spuvin portable mini computer clip on speaker. Logitech Zenith 3 is very expensive. So the workaround for the HP laptop dock, and that video is coming up, is going to be basically there's two workarounds. So one is what you already explained, and that is actually just doing it through Bluetooth. If you actually do it through Bluetooth, then you can do it. The other thing would be in developer options, you can actually force it to not do sound over USB, which of course would mean that you would still get the sound from the phone, So that way you would have the sound from the phone, no problem. So that would be the two different workarounds. So yes. Will the Note 10 Plus be on sale for Black Friday for the unlocked version? Yes, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. I already put it in my notes because I did see the Note 10 was, well, it wasn't on sale, but what it was like a gift card, I believe. So yeah, the Note 10 will come with a $400 gift card. Now, what price will it be? That depends on your credit. That depends on if you do a trade-in, all that kind of stuff. But you get a $400 gift card if you get a Note 10 or Note 10 Plus at Best Buy. And I think that was the biggest gift card, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Have you heard anything about the Bixby speaker that was supposed to come out last year? Nope. Maybe Samsung did abandon it. I would say it would be great if they did, because we do not need a Bixby speaker. They should just make a high quality Google speaker. I think that's what Samsung should work on. Make a soundbar with it, make all that kind of stuff. Is the Note 8 and Note and 9 safe to get in 2019? I'm thinking about purchasing one. Do you know if Samsung will update the software on them? Absolutely, they will update it. They won't update it probably past Android 10 on either one. Note 9 will definitely get Android 10. I'm assuming that 8 will too. But yeah, they won't probably get updates past that. Maybe security patches, but nothing like a huge software update. Is it safe to get? Sure, but I would debate on getting it just because you should look into the Galaxy A50. This way you have the triple camera setup, a bigger battery than the Note 8 or Note 9. And although the speed isn't better, it's kind of comparable depending on what you need to do with it. So that's what I would kind of recommend. Oh, the Xbox comes out next year, holidays. Yeah. What do you think about AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon making their own version of RCS messages? With this disregard to Google's hopes for a unified platform on Android 10. Yeah, I really see it as silly and dumb, and this is why Google shouldn't have worked with carriers to begin with. Google needs to put just what iMessage is. Literally, they need to do that. Say, screw all the carriers. We're going to put this text messaging app mainly with Samsung, because that's the one you need to get first, on all Samsung phones, all Pixel phones, and then hopefully they'll get, you know, people like OnePlus, people like LG, people like, well, forget Huawei. But yeah, this is the standard text messaging across Android. Period. That's it. That's what they should have done a long time ago. That's what they need to do now. Google has been trying to make it work with carriers, and they should have realized a long time ago carriers suck. They're all about themselves, and they should not focus on carriers. They should do it themselves and say, screw the carriers, and that's it. My Galaxy Tab S6 fell asleep and is not turning on even after charging. I guess I'll have to take it to Samsung service. Try holding down the power button and the volume down for 10 seconds. See if you even feel a vibrate. That way it'll tell you if it's actually still working but the screen broke, or if it's actually just it's not even turning on. Leave it plugged in when doing that too. Hi Ricky. Hi Charles. How are you doing? Hong Kong just got YouTube Premium today. Just got the membership. How do you like it? I have had YouTube Premium since it came out. I got it for the lower price too. Would never let go of it yet. When the T-Mobile update for the Note 10 Plus coming? Which update? Because I already have the update for November, so it depends on your phone. Leak, Note 11 will have a computer flux capacitor. I don't believe you. But if it does, then I'll get to go back in time and, you know, become rich. I'm watching, and then we can make Rigsby a reality. Watching this off of the Galaxy Fold, it's been great. So far 2 weeks. I'm very jealous of you, and I still wish I had a Fold. Which watch do you like better, the Active 2 or the Galaxy Watch with the rotating bezel that came out last year? I like the look of this one better. I like the battery of the Galaxy Watch better. I like both, to be honest. Overall, I will say, which one would I recommend to more people? I would have to go with the whole, I think the smaller version of this looks better on smaller wrist, such as my wife or my mom. And I think the Galaxy Watch, the 46 millimeter, is still probably the best one for guys to get, or people that have bigger wrists. What are your thoughts on the Xiaomi CC9 Pro 108 megapixel camera? I mean, honestly, I don't think too much about Chinese phones. I like them for the innovation they're bringing, but for a phone that's never going to come to the US, it's only going to be in China, mainly in some parts of the world. Other than that, it's great innovation. I'm all for that, but that's the extent of I think about those phones. On Twitter, you said under $300 dock laptop coming soon this week. Yes, hopefully it'll be this week. If you missed the top of the video, my graphics card, when I was trying to edit videos, kept crashing, kept dying, and everything like that, so I had to get another graphics card. I returned the old one. This one works. Just installed it last night. Edited my first video today while doing errands and stuff. We also put an offer on a house, so that was a whole thing this weekend too. So yes, hopefully this week it will finally come. I already have the B-roll shot for it. Just need to do the main video for it, and 3 videos should be coming this week. That is my promise to you guys. 3 videos coming this week, at least. Have you seen where you can RSC messages on your phones right now? I heard that hack was stopped, so I didn't end up trying it. But yeah, I'm curious about how it'll go. I'll look it up to see if there is another loophole, but I remember like it was available and then it wasn't. So I don't know if it now is again. Hi Rick, so far, for YouTube Premium, thanks, power plus volume down tip, it worked. Nice. Why did it happen though? I have no idea. And now if it happens again, then you should take it in, or you could take it in regardless. But that's the thing. Will LG make a comeback next phone? Could be. LG needs to definitely have better marketing, and they need to have more of a wow factor. The wow factor this year with the G8, I think, was a failure in terms of the gesture control. It wasn't received that well in Pixel either, so I think the gesture controls we've kind of said isn't as important. And quite frankly, gesture controls have been around since the S5, if I'm not mistaken, or the S4 maybe even. But that was, the first time we installed gesture controls with the proximity sensor. Do we need more accurate than the proximity sensor gesture controls? Maybe, maybe not. I don't see that much of a difference yet with the Pixel stuff, but it is because they have it locked down a lot. So hopefully with the technology expanding, maybe it'll be worth it later in the years. But as of right now, I don't see that as a wow factor. So I think LG needs to come out with something else. But yeah, I think the G8X is a really interesting phone with the dual screens. So that is something I'm more interested in. I just wish they didn't do the symmetrical notch on the second display. I do think that's hysterical. Let's see. Internet was acting up so late to the party. I will go back and watch the video for the stream. But in short, S10 Plus or S11, bottom line in your opinion? Overall, I mean, if the S11 has that much of an increase in battery life, I would say it's worth it, if you can wait. So yeah, that's my opinion. Note 11 will have a slight saber. I think you mean lightsaber, and if it did, it would sell like crazy. Although not when that small, that would just be scary. I feel like, I mean, if we did perfect lightsabers, I think already, there would be a lot of limbs cut off to, support Star Wars, and because, we wouldn't know what we were doing. And second, it definitely would be, a smaller one would even be worse, I feel like. Stream morning, don't get the wife mad. Yes, I have 7 more minutes before that. So yeah, 7 more minutes and then we'll end, guys. Yeah, I was asking about the LG 8X being priced at $799. At $799, it's a really, really good price. I mean, for $800 to get a dual screen phone, it has a good battery life, it has awesome. The software improvement on Android 10, I'm hearing from a source with LG, is phenomenal and super fast, faster than the Pixel. So I'm really kind of curious to see how that's implemented. I just hope that LG really does update their software quickly for the G8X. So yeah. Any other questions, guys? Let me know in the comments section. Or we'll be wrapping up soon. So yeah, so the couple of videos that I will try to get out this week is how to turn your Note 10 into a portable laptop, and some really fun parts of that video coming. So that will be one of them. A second one will be how an external display really is amazing and really beneficial for all of your productivity work. So that will be a second video. And the third video will most likely be Good Lock must-have app for Note 10 and all the things it could do for it. Really amazing stuff that it has really come up with. So I'm very excited about that. Note 777 will have a Green Lantern ring. Brightest day, darkest night. They do need better marketing, definitely. 108 megapixel, 5 times optical zoom, 90 hertz or 120 hertz will be nice. Yes, I think if the S11 comes with that, it will be substantial. If they have a 108 megapixel camera, I'm really kind of, we'll see how it goes. I mean, at least they'll have 128 gigs of minimum storage. They're not going to pull a Pixel or Apple at 64. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, those are the kind of things we have coming up this week. Next week, again, we'll have the Black Friday video. So all things about that. Pixel 4 cases, the best ones to get. And yeah, I think those are the videos we have in line right now. Also, Harman Kardon's soundbar review that I really have to get done. But those are the ones that I have coming out. Oh, and a new interesting phone. Actually, I'll show that phone off right now. So we will be checking out the Go Flip 3. This is a flip phone that has Google services. So it has Google Assistant, it has Google Maps, and it has something else Google-like. But yeah, it has something YouTube. So it has some pretty interesting ones. The one thing I'm really kind of curious if I can get Uber on here, things like that. So this is another one that'll be coming out in about 2 weeks. So yeah, some videos down the pipeline for sure. What phone will be the phone of the year? We'll have to wait till they all come out, and then we'll see. And it really, I like to do my phones of the year to really be about, to consider price point, right? Because I don't think you're going to see the Pixel 3a in a lot of people's top phones of the year, but it should be, because for the price and what you get, it's a hell of a phone. Like, it really is. And that's another video we're going to do, best budget phone, under $500. And those, we're going to do each category. So from $150 all the way to $500 and each of those ones. So really kind of interesting. So yeah. Whoa, flip phone in 2019? Yeah, but it's kind of curious to see how what a flip phone can do in 2019. That's what's really kind of curious about it. Like, especially for certain people, like I totally see this possibly replacing my dad's phone. Simply because of the fact that he does not do well with electronics. My mom does fine. She does fine with her electronics. She got an S10 recently. But dad doesn't do so well with electronics, so that's going to be something that, yeah, curious to see how it goes. Do a video of tips for all Good Lock. Yes, it's going to be an overall video for Good Lock for sure. Sir, India releases the Qualcomm chipset S11 and Exynos 9830. I haven't seen, I don't know how Samsung will be doing the Exynos. I think they're just not going to be customizing it as much anymore. So I think that it's going to be, very slight variation compared to the Qualcomm version. Because basically they're both going to be going off of ARM's design more closely now. iPhone 12 will be amazing. I'm sure it will be, especially if it has a Type-C connection. I think that's the big thing that I think all people are hoping for. I bet that flip phone will still beat the new Razer flip. It will beat it in battery life, that's for sure. My dad's phone too, lol. Did anyone see the Moto Razer as a touchscreen? No, like a new video leak for the phone. No, I haven't seen it. I'll look for it after the show though, for sure. All right, guys. With that being said, we will start wrapping up. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. Again, I do apologize for the late delay. Some things are just out of my control, but I will be able to do more now that I have a working graphics card, and now that videos will finally be able to be edited. It drove me crazy. I would get like halfway through a video and my computer would crash, and I was like, okay, that was kind of weird. Then I would do it again and it would crash, and so I was never able to edit a video all this week. So hopefully that will change this week, and hopefully I'll get you more content. Thank you guys always so much for tuning in and watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Make sure to give a like, thumbs up as well. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.